Hello, magical souls. This channeled message is about the Age of Aquarius. Yeah. Taking a breath together. This message hits close to home, like all of them do. This channeled message, if you're watching this, it's for anyone out there who is needing that reminder that they are so unique. If you're watching this message in the first place, your energy is like no one else's. It's like no one else's. And oh my goodness gracious. I've got my grounding stones here because I feel like channeling this energy for me, being that I have really heavy energy, Aquarian energy in my astrological chart, sometimes I can just like be up here. And I want to start with this because I feel like sharing my personal journey is super helpful. And just letting y'all know, like, I've been through it. When I first had veils drop, when I first was moving through conscious awakenings, I was looking through the lens of fear, looking through the lens of trauma, and it was only natural. And I felt immediately my third eye just like opened fast. That was the place for me. Being that I'm an Aquarius sun, being that I've got some heavy Aquarius placements throughout my chart, and a lot of air element in my chart. There was quite some time that it was really hard to get out of my mind and get out of just the constant thoughts. So what I find super, super important is to start at the root and to talk about my journey with finding how to ground all of this air energy into the body, and how to harness that energy and like utilize it and embody it in the body, and in turn in conscious reality and physical reality. So if you do have super heavy air signs, I will just say, like, I've been there, y'all. I've been in places where, like, even after so many years of healing, I'm hearing a lot in the most recent messages, especially last channeled message with water. There is like this love energy coming forward, whether it's platonic, romantic, or like a vibe tribe energy, having to do with career, practice. And there may even be a sense where like you may not even know. You may not even know if it's platonic or romantic, that it's like this kind of like feeling where like you almost want to just like put walls up, and then spirit's like, listen, you've gone through a karmic lesson in the past couple years that taught you that putting walls up pushes people away. And you've also discerned on when to do it in order to protect your energy. I'm also getting like there's a bubble around you, and you've created this bubble and you're beginning, and I'm also hearing like you've basically mastered you've basically mastered almost the art of creating a bubble where it's not to keep people it's not to keep people out. It's to create an energetic boundary around you, a physical one and an energetic one, basically the same, where only frequencies and energies that are aligned for your highest good can actually, what's the word? What is the word? Can actually come into this space. Yeah. So with that being said, if there are new people and new opportunities coming into your life, this is why I feel like it's super important to finally talk about the Age of Aquarius and this energy. Especially because the sun is moving into Aquarius like 2-ish weeks from now. And then we're going to have the new moon in Aquarius, I believe, is what I'm thinking. Thinking it's going to be in Aquarius. I haven't turned my calendar over yet, but I'm getting that vibe. New moons are all about the darkness. There is no light in the sky. And we'll just transition into, this is the year of the snake, y'all. Man, me, even just 3 or 4 years ago, would have like thought of snakes as just like, nope. There's such a divine connection to the snake. The kundalini rises within us from the root, from the base of our spine, and this energy, I feel like if you're watching this, you've moved through something like this, and I feel like are potentially moving through another version of this, a shedding of the skin. And just know that if you are somewhere energetically right now, I continue to hear, even though it may not be in physical reality, you are in the process of creating that reality. Be patient with yourself. This energy on earth is dense and it moves slower than the 5D energy that you are feeling and that you are radiating and just vibrating from. And this Aquarian energy just wants to move, y'all. Wants to move. So, yeah. That is also why I'm creating a workshop when 7 planets align on the 25th of this month, right before the Aquarian new moon, because I feel like this is going to be some potent energy. And I wanted to start here with this channeled message to bring forth just an inkling of what we're going to be moving through, talking about, and anchoring into the physical body and grounding into the physical body in order to, yeah, to really align with this magical energy that's just, it's here. So I want to start with the year of the snake. We are in a divine year, a year of ending, and it's also a beginning because the snake, again, starts from the root. And what I found in my personal practice and in my awakenings is that I was so up here and so just in the clouds. Yes, having divine experiences, all of this, all of that. I was finding myself leaving my body and coming back into it. Like when I slammed back into my body for the first time in 2022, I had already moved through somewhat of a veil dropping, almost preparing me for me to come back into my body. And when it happened, it was like, I felt like I was continuing to like reach for safety and didn't really know how to find it within my body. And ask and you shall receive, whether it's literally the way in which you're going to find the safety is going to be different for everyone. And I feel like if you're watching this message, The Age of Aquarius is really a lot of air energy, and I felt called throughout my journey to become a certified introspective breathwork facilitator for this very reason, because the air that moves within us is also in constant interaction with the air outside of us, and they're not separate. And in breathing with a specific astrological energy, like this Aquarian energy that is here, the shift that is a once in a lifetime shift that only happens every 2,160 years, happened last November. And we are in this energy. And I almost feel like the years leading up to this shift have been super intense for a reason, because it's a crumbling, it's a death of so much, because there's this new age that is here. This when I talk about new world, it's really just a frequency to tap into. It's not like this far off place as I see 1111. It really is a state of embodiment, a state of frequency. And the cool fucking thing about Aquarius is that this energy is here to remind you that the way in which you tap into this frequency is going to look, be, and sound and feel different than anyone else. And that's what's so special about Aquarius, is because Aquarius is unique. Aquarius is reminding you that the way in which you tap into this 5D energy, the way in which you ascend and also descend, is going to be uniquely your own journey. And you have to remember that, because I remember, I'm not like a big scroller on Instagram, but I did find myself comparing myself to others and their journey. And it was to the detriment of my own growth, because I have to express myself in the way that I feel called to. And that is how we tap into this magical energy of the Age of Aquarius, and really just this new frequency that we're upgrading in. So the year of the snake. Ascension does not occur unless there has been a descent. We all talk about our rising sign, our ascension sign, but who talks about their descending sign? Okay? We need to be talking more about our descendant. It's not just your big three anymore, okay? It's your big four. Because I feel like it's so important to not forget the opposite side of the astrological chart that has so much to do with your journey. It's not just about the ascension. It's about the descent. It's about the descent. It starts at the root. It starts underground. It starts in the underworld. It starts with looking at all the things that are being tried to be pushed under the rug. It starts with facing shadows. It really starts with that. And the thing is that it's not just facing it once. It's like I've gone through years of shadow work, and before I even knew what shadow work really even was, and then someone new came into my life, and it was like this whole new, like, okay, you've gone through all of this. Ooh, and that brings me to this message. Huge. Having a descent, just know that it is part of your journey. Like, if you are in this deep descent right now, just know you are about to blast fucking off into the stars, okay? In a sense where you're descending so that you not only can go into the underground, the underworld, and face the shadows. It's a time of grounding. It's a time to learn how to ground when you're triggered, learning how to ground when you feel like all you want to do is beat yourself up about it, learning how to recalibrate and reprogram your thoughts so that in turn it reprograms your habits, and then reprograms your actions, and reprograms your whole entire reality. While doing this, I feel like moving through the descent is also having this sense of being like, I'm whole even in this version of me. I'm whole even in this place of descent where I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, or I feel it, but I can't quite see it yet, or you're getting little like droplings of it. I don't know who needs to hear this, but like if you're seeing like random stars in your peripheral or even just like right in front of you, just know that your spirit guides are here, because I get those and someone needed to hear that. Yeah, it's almost like the fabric of existence like is like pulling itself, like revealing itself to you in these little flashes, these little like, yeah, these little like stars of like purple and blue and green. So in this descent, what is it teaching us? I wrote down, okay, now love yourself through this. Now love yourself through that. Now love yourself through that. And that was so powerful to hear, because it's like someone leaves you, okay, now love yourself through it. Learn how to love yourself through it. When I had someone leave and move out of state and I wasn't going with them because they didn't want me to, the universe said, I'm moving them out of your way because now you've harnessed the frequency of loving yourself. And now here's the real test. Love yourself through this. Love yourself through it. Because when you do, you're untouchable, okay? Whatever comes at you, you know that you're whole. You just know. And as you continue to love yourself through these descents, when the time is right, you'll be able to hold space for others to come back to loving themselves. You are being called for so much more than just your personal descent and ascension. It's really to teach others that no matter what life throws at them, that they can be the creator of their life, that they can choose to see the world. I'm seeing the world and I'm seeing this illustrated picture that I saw of someone over here, and they see the exact same world that the person over here is seeing, only the lens in which they experience it and choose to experience it are different. And there's no shame or guilt around either view. It's just a matter of where people are on their journey. And one sees a lush, green, beautiful, amazing earth, and the other one sees it on fire. And it's so interesting because both realities exist simultaneously. It's just a matter of what we choose to experience. And it's not in a way of ignorance. It's in a way of coming to peace with the fact that the only control that we really have is how we choose to experience our lives. And harnessing this Aquarian energy of freedom, gives us the freedom to choose. The freedom to choose what we do when we're faced with challenges. The freedom to choose what we do when something happens. The freedom to choose how to love ourselves through the hardest times, because it's not just in harnessing the love through our ascension. When we see angel numbers, when we see rainbows, when we see or read something beautiful in a book and it just connects immediately with us, or we have this amazing connection with someone, it's also just as important to learn how to love ourselves through the real dark times. And at some point, you come to a point where I came to a point where the dark times didn't feel even like I should name them as dark. Because it's like the ouroboros, the snake eating its tail. It's this cyclical nature that we go through, where the descent, after a while, doesn't even feel like a descent. It feels like this opportunity to shine in the darkness. It's this divine opportunity. Rest when you must. Just know that this too shall pass, like it really will. And not being focused so much on the outcome of it passing, but really sitting in it and being like, I'm going to choose to love myself anyway. People are going to judge me for eating differently. People are going to judge me for reading tarot. People are going to judge me for doing Reiki and working with crystals. It's because they're not on the same journey that I'm on, and that is okay. And people will also be drawn to me because of it. I am learning to love myself regardless. I'm not here to make people believe in these messages. I'm not here to make people believe in Reiki or tarot or breathwork even. I'm here to offer what I feel called to do because I know that someone out there needs it. Why I hold space for astrological breathwork is so that I found it so powerful that right when I needed it, I came back into my body through the breath, through breathing with movement. And all I was asking for was healing, and I didn't know that it would come in that way. I really didn't. And what was so powerful for me was that I didn't know how to ground all the energy and downloads that I was receiving. And so for quite some time, I was moving in and out of my body. And then I really found that breath work and even breath work through yoga really helped me, because it allowed me to ground all of this energy and finally come to a place where I can talk about it, where I feel like I can actually transmit it through my voice without it feeling blocked. And the more I do it, it's almost like I build this muscle within my frequency and energy of continuing to just flow in the expression of myself. And so Aquarian energy is all about expression. It's all about expression. So why I'm offering this workshop on the 25th, not only are 7 planets aligning, like what? It's a magical time. It's truly because I feel called to hold space for people moving through the descent, because the divine nature of it is that you're going to go in the underworld, in the underground. The beautiful thing about that is that if you're being visited by, I'll get there actually, the beautiful thing about that is that you're moving into this descent, again, because you're about to blast off. Honor the timeline of that, because your divine timing is your own. No matter who you see opening up that new website or that new shop or whatever it is, or getting this significant other or having that new job, just know that you are going through your descent, because it is going to be the most magnificent thing that you could have even ever imagined. More than that, okay? What I moved through in this workshop, I'll get to, because it really is anchoring in this energy. It's anchoring it in. Oh, I gotta hold my citrine for that. Just like feeling this life force energy. That's how I help people to ground the energy, is that it doesn't just stay all up in here. It's really about grounding the energy. And what's beautiful and also uncomfortable about doing that is that in order to descend, it really gives us an opportunity to dig out traumas, to dig out childhood wounds, to dig out really things that sometimes we don't want to face. And it's in facing them and just being vulnerable enough to move through it and be like, yo, I'm human, I'm not perfect. Ascension isn't about perfection. It's about being in your own expression and allowing yourself to dance with your shadow. And that is what the descent is about. It's dancing with your shadow, okay? So, what else is here? Things that I personally moved through was being diagnosed with 2 disabilities. I do not consider them disabilities any longer. the story in which I created around those things was inhibiting me and keeping me in a box. This is just my own unique journey, so I will not speak for others who have moved through this. I'm just speaking my own. It is not a disability. It is a different ability. It is a unique ability. If you are on the spectrum, if you are neurodivergent, just know that you have two physical eyes that you can see through. Being neurodivergent, you're highly connected to that third eye. And it's so interesting that we have two eyes, right? Yet we see one picture in front of us. We don't see like two little tunnels of like two different things. We see one. Think about that for a second. Both are masculine and divine feminine energies. Experience reality as one reality. So just know that if there's any imbalance there, like this is what this descent is teaching us. Benjamin Button your heart, okay? Because it is about peeling back the layers, okay? And getting to the purity of where you were before the world broke it. Because guess what? You're already that pure energy. You already are. It's just a matter of shedding the skin to come back to feeling it, to come back to tapping into it, because it's already within you. It's not over here. It's not over there. It's not over in that state. It's not once you build that practice. It's not once you get in that relationship, okay? It's not even after you get that promotion or get that new job. It is already within you, baby love. So Benjamin Button your heart. Go back to the childhood self of you. And in that descent, the beautiful thing about doing that, as well as the uncomfortable part, there's always a polarity, right? Is that when I went through this, like I said in a few messages back, that I dug up some really heavy, okay? And it also unveiled memories that were tucked away somewhere in the darkness. Memories of my favorite childhood movies, of divine messages that were coming through for me ever since I was little. And that, connecting with that, was one of the most magical things that I have ever experienced. And connecting and continuing to know that that's an anchor for me allows me to move through any mud, any darkness, any goop, any ick that comes my way, because I know that I'm connected to that divine, pure energy that I had as a kid and that I am now reconnected with. So Benjamin Button your heart, y'all. Whew. When it comes to a disability, it's a unique ability. I'm going to go back to that. When I was diagnosed with bipolar manic depressive disorder in 2017, let's just think about the magic that the words are spells, right? So when I talk about a disorder or a dis-ease or dysfunction, it's almost as if it's like putting me down a step, you know, in society. And I didn't think about myself that way. So after a while, especially when I was connecting with astrology, when I was connecting with the moon, and I became more in sync and more aware of these cycles, these energetic cycles that we are all connected to, especially if you're highly empathic, intuitive, and neurodivergent. I am not manic. I feel the full expression of what it's like to be alive. And there's nothing wrong with that. 2929. A lot of people have lost that feeling. So when they are faced with someone who hasn't lost it, sometimes people like to point fingers and say, it's them. It's them. They need ADHD medication. They need an immunosuppressant. They need they need anxiety medication, depression medication. No, it is in sitting with our feelings and allow ourselves to have feelings other than happiness, because we're human and emotions are energy in motion, y'all. If we allow those things to move through us, that energy to move through us, it's not you, baby boo. And also moving through the fact that not everyone on this earth or even in this lifetime will come to that conclusion, and being at peace with the fact that you can still sit in your greatness. And not everyone has to know. Maybe you're hidden in plain sight for a reason, planting seeds to people who at that right moment just experienced you, okay? I am not depressed. I feel moving through me the full expression of deep emotion that pain comes with. I am not anxious. I feel moving through me the full expression of sometimes excitement or sometimes tension that some of these emotions come with. My breath has helped me to allow feelings to move through me, to not subdue my expression and who I am, to enhance who I am. Ooh, I gotta move with that. Okay? Yeah. I feel like the Age of Aquarius is the time where we stop with the BS when it comes to putting people down who are different. Because, baby boo, this is your time. It is your time. The Age of Aquarius is the age of freedom. It's the age of expression. It's the age of rebellion. It's the age of unique energy. That thumbprint energy, baby. That unicorn energy, baby. That snowflake energy, that's you. You don't have to have an Aquarius placement to know that. You just are unique. So I'll come back to the descent. Say you're a Libra rising like me, then your descendant sign is going to be the complete opposite across the astrological chart. So my descendant is an Aries. And at first, I was like, I don't have any fire signs in my chart. I don't have any fire signs. I'm without fire. Woe is me. And then through my healing journey, I came to find that a lot of the areas in which I needed the most healing and integration was in my fire chakra, okay? My willpower, my courage, my inner strength, my inner fire, okay? My expression. The way in which I quite literally bring the manifestation of my inner fire out into the world. And in, let's just say, like, in your average astrological chart, you're going to see like your ascendant and your Venus and Mars and your sun, moon, and, you know, Saturn and Neptune and Uranus and Jupiter and all of that. And even you might even see your north node. And it's so crazy that like it doesn't give you, let's say, the south node, because the south node, that's what you need to let go of. Well, honey, okay, we just moved through the year of the dragon, okay? And I say this with so much love because like the dragon also eats its head, or I mean its tail, just like the snake, okay? So, and if the south node is the tail of the dragon and we're meant to release the south node, the dragon's tail doesn't just suddenly fall off of itself. No, it continues to be there as a reminder how to offer love to yourself through that. And just as a reminder, it's in a way, yes, the shedding of the skin is like throwing off the bags that were never meant to be yours. The thoughts, the programs, the people, the places, the things that no longer serve you. And also stays there as a reminder of everything that you've been through and a reminder of strength, of gratitude for those lessons. A reminder that you get to choose how to move through into this new phase of your life that I know you're moving into, because you're seeing this message. And yeah, that brings me to the fact that I did find fire in my chart. It was just in these hidden places. So if you're feeling like you have a lack of something, just know that it's a sign to integrate that energy, because the journey of life is the journey through the zodiac. It's not like, oh, I'm an Aquarius sun. I'm always going to be up in the clouds. This is me. I'm going to put myself in a box because this is how I'll always be. No. It is meant to allow you to integrate other energies that you weren't necessarily innately born with, or that are in shadow aspects, such as my Aries of fire energy in my descendant sign. So like, what makes me uncomfortable about that energy? I could tell you a lot about that, but that's not what this video is about. It's really just about the fact that I found these energies that I'm feeling called to integrate into my journey and into embodying, because it's not about keeping ourselves in a box. The only thing that is constant is growth and change and evolution. At times, of course, we honor our cycles and know when to rest, know when to hibernate, and we are in one of those phases. So when I talk about this, I'm talking about hibernating in the energy of grounding this energy in, so that when we do feel called to move forward into that energy, March, April energy, because I feel like if you're watching this, you kind of already have this feeling that like your new year is kind of starting then. You'll know when you know, especially if you're honoring the cycles of the body and of the earth. If not, get curious about it. Like, there's no shame in feeling like maybe you haven't been. And if it looks different than other people's, like me right now, okay, going on a tangent. So I also found that my Chiron is in a fire sign. So these aren't things that are on your average astrological chart, right? So I feel like if you're like, super, super heavy with water in your chart, and you don't have a lot of air energy, and you like may not feel as connected to the Age of Aquarius or this Aquarian energy, this is an opportunity to integrate that energy, because this is the collective time to move into that. See what your descendant sign is, see what your wounded healer, your Chiron sign is, because those are descendant energies. Those are energies, your Lilith placement. Those are energies that will show you where it is. Maybe there are some shadow aspects that are being asked for you to dance with. If it's hard for you to imagine this, I'll give some examples. For me, some shadow aspects, especially with the Aries energy. So I've got someone close to me in my family who challenges me energetically, and brings up a lot of root pain, where I have felt called to move through that pain and really come to peace with the fact that they did the best that they could. And now it's time for me to move on, as well as set up energetic and physical boundaries in order to honor my energy, and just moving through what that means for me. Also Aries energy, the individual who left my life and was really only karmically in my life to springboard my awakening and then leave so that I could be tested to love myself, was also an Aries. So just knowing that, like, it's really a matter of like how we choose to see these things as divine lessons, instead of just F my life, I'm not doing this, I'm not meant for anyone, the world is against me. Like, no. If someone is challenging you or has left your life, it's because you are being divinely directed to where you're supposed to be. And what a freaking blessing. Woo! Okay. Anything else here? I feel like I have one last thing. The magic of grounding this energy is that Yeah, I already went through all of that. Okay, cool. While I was writing all this, some of it, a gnat came and was like in my area, and that's a sign for me of like death and decay and like rebirth, because something is rotting, and it's like we're moving through a shedding. We are at the beginning of the year of the snake, and there's this big calling of doing that final, just like peeling off of the skin to just reveal this magical energy that you've been harnessing for quite some time, I'm hearing. So honor the dying within you, honor the shedding, have patience, love, and forgiveness for yourself through this process, because none of us are perfect. We're not supposed to be. Aquarian energy is the perfection of imperfection, okay? It's the unique unicorn that literally falls in love with the fact that it doesn't look like anyone, it doesn't sound like anyone. Like, you could be doing tarot messages just like everyone else is doing on YouTube, but the way in which you do it is going to be so fucking special. So just honor whatever your heart is calling you to do. And then 2 weeks later, if it's like, oh, that didn't work for me, not because there was a lack of external validation, but like inward, you were like, yeah, that actually, like, that doesn't work for me. I think I'm going to do it this way. Honor that inner calling, because it's a whisper. And I will, as we move into this tarot message, this might be a long one, but I feel like if you're listening to this, like, you're meant to hear it. You're on for this ride. Let your heart be your guide. It whispers, so listen closely, is one of my inner child messages. I mean, it's on my body for a reason, you know? If you're feeling that Littlefoot energy, that Ducky, that Spike, that Petrie, that Sarah energy, okay? Just know that your heart is a whisper, and all the other voices that come through, I feel like you're at a point where, like, you've discerned what actually is your inner voice. So with that being said, let's do this reading. I'm going to put the other cards back. Oh. Oh, yeah. It's on the bottom. 5 of Stones. I'm seeing like a huge celebration and a gift being given to you. 5 of Stones. Vibe tribe energy. We'll look at this real quick. Give away the first fruits of your talents. That's what I feel like I'm doing here now, is that, like, yes, I feel called to do workshops. Yes, I feel called to do monthly moon circles. This is where I feel like I give away some of these things because these insights need to be heard. It's not about just the monetary value of it. It's really about the domino effect of sending this love and insight and lessons out into the world, because y'all, people need to hear it. If you're moving through something and you feel called to say something, just know that, like, you can do it in your bedroom in your PJs, okay? Like, it's not about being perfect. People are more magnetized and drawn to your authentic energy more than the perfect little placements and settings that you may feel like you need to have before you move into doing something. So with that being said, Seeker, the High Priestess. Ooh, that brings me back to the fact that I really also wanted to bring up that there is some magnetic, divine feminine energy. And when you connect with the energy of the snake, When you connect with the Shakti energy, when you move into the underground, it is the divine feminine that you are going to be connecting with. It is Mama Gaia, as I see 4444. Let's go. Okay, some deep grounding energy. And that is what we are going to be moving through in this workshop on the 25th. I will be leaving a link below. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. The Seeker. Sitting with the no thing. Ah. Just. Seeker. Take personal responsibility. Your body is trying to give you a message. Listen to it. Look inside for the answers. And that is exactly what we are going to do on this workshop on the 25th as this gnat wants to make itself present. Hi, baby boo. There is something that is dying within you, and your body is asking you to honor this shedding. So when we breathe with that energy on the 25th with 7 planets aligned energetically, this is a huge portal and opportunity for you to ground in the energy of this shedding and really integrate it, because it's not all about just like watching external sources and even this YouTube video or any tarot readings or going to a medium or whatever it is. It is truly about sitting with your breath and your body and moving through whatever your body is asking you to physically and energetically shed. And even sitting with not being committed to a specific outcome as to when that shedding happens, but having the intention to breathe with it, it will happen in whatever way it does. It's magical in that way. Like sometimes I'll go through a breathwork session and I'll expect the release to happen like that session. And then just by breathing intentionally with the intention to shed these things and actually allow it to cellularly integrate and anchor into my body and move through that, move through the emotions. It's like the universe is like, oh, okay, like I'm ready to present you with this cardinal that reminds you of your grandma, or this rainbow, or this person that's gonna like bring. Ooh, okay, it's time to manage my storage in my phone. So back to the Seeker, the High Priestess, okay? Listening to the cycles of the body and the cycles of the earth connected to the body. What we will be doing in this workshop is, this workshop on the 25th, utilizing introspective breathwork therapy, is oxygenating the body at maximum capacity so that it offers full oxygenation to the brain, cells, tissues, organs of the body, to your DNA, to everything that in a safe space offers a neuro sense of safety and quite literally recalibrates the nerves in your brain, the synapses in your brain, to then connect with the body in a safe space and continue to foster and practice safe space within the body so that you may be able to feel and process things that you may not have been able to process in the past. And that's what's so beautiful and healing about breath work. And that is literally what has saved my life. So that's why I feel super passionate about it. I will touch on what we will be moving through in that workshop and leave the link below. So the Seeker, oh my gosh, we got the High Priestess, y'all. We got some major arcana here. 3 of Arrows. Ooh, I'm seeing the buffalo. The white buffalo calf woman is here. She is here for the adventure that we are about to embark on, y'all. Ooh, and the moon will be in Sagittarius when the 7 planets align. So if you are coming to this workshop on the 25th of this month, just know that this adventurous energy is here and asking us to be curious and be adventurous, as I see 212, as we are at this boiling point in our lives where we can no longer ignore the signs and signals of the body and the signs and signals that we're seeing all around us to make major transformation and change. Three of Arrows. Listen to your heart. Okay? Let your heart be your guide. It whispers, so listen closely. It's just, and where does that connection start? It starts in the descent. It starts in the descent of the underground, the underworld, into the shadows. And ooh, I did not get to this. So if you made it to this part of the video, my love, okay? Aquarius started in Pluto for a reason. It started in the planet of the Lord of the Underworld for a reason. It's because, again, like the message earlier, it is asking us to literally move through the deepest, darkest parts of ourselves and even move through super crazy challenges. Not because it's forever supposed to be that way or life is supposed to forever be that way. Everything is temporary. It's just to ask us, as I see 333, to love ourselves through it. It started, Aquarius is in the Lord of the Underworld to start with, to start this huge transformational journey, because it starts in the descent. This age that marks the next 2,160 years starts in the descent, because it's like I'm seeing this completely new world of being, because it starts with people acknowledging their pain. That's it. That's it. It starts with that. Nine of Pipes, a topless woman with her arms open in front of a yurt, and she is welcoming the sun with an eagle flying by it. Nine of Pipes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Energize your spirit, soar higher. It's in breathing with these aspects of our shadow that quite literally energize our spirit to no other. Some people think, oh, it's when, if I touch my pain, like I'm not going to be able to get out of it. No, it is literally flexing your energetic muscle to continue to move through this until you are at peace with it. Exemplar of Stones. Eternal fertility results. I don't know if someone is trying to get pregnant, or even if they haven't seen yet the fruit of their work, their fruit of all of their healing. Just know that it's on its way, baby boo. Like, it is on its way. This is it. This is it. It's here. It's here. Anything else, medicine woman? Four of Bowls. Ooh, I feel like this is some Aquarian energy. And water, the love that is here. You already may be seeing signs of it. Materialize your love into form. And again, that starts with the descent. Materializing and literally just like sitting in the uncomfortable of everything allows you to have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation. That is where the Four of Bowls comes in, where it's just like, I'm good, I'm whole, I am love. And everything that you have ever wanted regarding love, regarding being seen, regarding a vibe tribe, regarding growing your practice, anything like that, when you embody that, you attract it. That's it. That's it. So, oh yeah. So with this workshop on the 25th, with the moon in Sagittarius, this just adventurous spirit of energy with 7 planets aligning, This is where we will harness and anchor and ground the energy of Aquarius that is within you. This unique energy within you, this freedom of being you. Moving through any blockages when it comes to rebellion. Moving through any blockages when it comes to expressing who it is that you motherfucking are. Expanding and exploring the astrological power and magic of this once-in-a-lifetime shift that we are only just 3 months into. Every 2,160 years, my love, we're 3 months into it. It's like we are walking and talking in this new energy, so be forgiving with yourself. We will be having movement through introspective breathwork therapy. It's huge because Aquarius wants movement. The breath has the ability to bring this energy, all of this, just like all of these magnetic downloads that you are receiving. If you're seeing this message, I know you are, and anchoring it into the body has the ability to bring this energy to life. Grounding in this energy gives you the opportunity to take the dreams and magic of Aquarius's unique vibration and bring it into the connection of the body and express it in your unique way. When the mind and body connect in this way, this energy can be expressed into your physical reality. Super powerful. If you want to make it live, you can grab your spot below at the link below. And if you aren't able to make it, it will be on my Patreon. And it'll be recorded so that you can access this Aquarian energy whenever you need it. All right, y'all. We got this. You are magical. You are unique. And you are free. Until next time.